What's up, everybody? Brian here with ETM 540 Clubhouse, coming to you for part 5 of the Wasteland Racer build. And we're moving and shaking. We got quite a bit done so far with the wheel adapters and prepping and doing all that, and just stuff that needed to get done. But now we're at the point where we can officially mount the engine, which is freaking stoked on that. The whole family is here today. You can kind of hear them in the background working. I got Harry doing some stuff. Rhonda's working on her Nissan, and I'm about to put little Denny to work. But I think what we're going to focus on this episode is just making the mounts for the engine. And it just so happens that I have a old like antenna mount from DirecTV. You know what I'm talking about, those of you who used to or still do have that stuff. There's quite a bit of those out there. But it's good metal. I think it's going to be strong enough. We're using a lot of mounts for this, and we're going to use a lot of mounting holes. But it looks like this is going to function. So to start, I'm going to have Denny take it apart, and then we're going to kind of line it up, make some cardboard templates, go from there. But today we're just going to kind of get done what we can get done. So let's get to work. All right, now that Denny's got that taken apart, we can go ahead and start making the cardboard templates. But first we need to set up the motor and have a nice level surface for the frame to be at, to where when we put the motor on, we know that the motor will be level. So if we have to like adjust any because the mounts are off, then we can do that. I think what we're gonna do is actually get the chassis off of our little roller stand and then put it on jack stands. And then that'll hopefully level it out. We'll test it and do all that good stuff. And then, and then motor. So, but for now, let's stop. Why? You're letting me talk again. You have stuff to do.
Let's make it happen, Captain.
Rhonda's killing it back there with the sanding. We're kind of like starting the process on the Nissan to see what route we're going to take. So she's doing a lot of test stuff for us, getting all that stuff out of the way. Killing it. That woman, killing it. All right, jack stands, let's go. We got it in place. And we tested her out, and it looks like maybe by millimeters, the chassis is kind of off. And I don't know, we can't tell if it's the jack stands or if it's the chassis itself. It looks like the chassis is probably bent or not, I don't know. But we're just gonna shim it to get it level. So that way when we put the motor on, it's not all cattywampus. But we'll actually test the motor mount area too, just to see. But yeah, it's a little, you can see it. Here, let's see if we can see it. So that right there is level, and you can see that thing tilting to the right. So, and who knows, it could be how they built these chassis, I'm not sure. But I want to make this as level as possible, so we're gonna do what we can. All right, so we got most of the leveling somewhat to a point where we want it. We just noticed some of the engine mounts actually were like, it looked like they were compressed too much with the original bolts, and so it like left a little, high-rise type thing on it. But we're gonna make it work. So Ron is getting after it over there with the sanding, and we have a little bit of time. So welcome to the ETM 540 barber / tattoo shop. Little Denny's going to do a little haircut for me. You guys haven't seen this yet. We actually have a barber chair. Go show them, actually, Denny, the little ETM little schmuck. Boom! ETM 540 Clubhouse schmucker caper. And then, yeah, we just have it set up to where if we ever want to do haircuts, and I've been doing amateur tattooing on myself, just for the heck of it, for fun. Then we have a full setup of all that too, with all the proper safety precautionary stuff, but I'm also working on myself, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not sharing needles, I'm throwing them away. Yeah, so Denny's gonna get set up and we're gonna time-lapse the little haircut. Make me look pretty. You better make me look pretty.
Okay.
Make me look pretty.
Okay.
I want to look like a princess.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Precision. Precision. Yeah, it looks good. Here we go. Nice fresh cut. Feeling good. Feels much better, but I'm still gonna wear a hat. No offense. So we got a little distracted with some haircut action. So Denny hooked me up. Hooked up hairball. Let's see it. Let's see the hair. Boom! Oh, that looks sick.
360.
Yeah. Nice. Denny hooked us up. We're going to get back on this tomorrow. We have, actually behind Denny here, the engine is all set and ready for us to kind of polish on it just a little bit. And then we have this leveled out as best we can. You can see the level is right there on the engine mount. And we shimmed up on the jack stands, so that way, you know, it'll be at its best, at least the closest we can get it to. So that way, when we mock that into it, it's not going to be, you know, cattywampus. So we'll get more into that tomorrow. We'll actually set the engine in place. And then from there, we'll start looking to cut up some mounts out of that little piece that Denny got all separated today. And then also, Ron, they got started on, oh, no, you're going to have to wait because it looks sick. But she got started on the Nissan. And we're going to change our vision on it after what she did. And it looks sick. It looks sick, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks sick.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God. Freaking kids these days. So, yep, we'll get back on all that stuff mañana, and then hopefully we'll have a mounted engine by tomorrow.
And maybe driving.
Kids these days. Tomorrow. Oh, alrighty then. Back to it on a Sunday. It's that time. We're going to attempt to put the motor in place and sketch out some mounting templates. And hopefully, if all works out, once we make those templates, then we will be able to use this beautiful piece of metal somehow, some way to make the mounts that we need to mount the motor. And then we can really start working out all the other like logistics, wiring, throttle cable, all that good stuff, and then go from there. But in the process of doing so, we are actually going to be doing some stenciling of some 2024 Wasteland gear. So we just did a little bit on Rhonda's jacket. We're going to do a little bit more. And just so you guys know, this is the official ETM 540 Clubhouse logo of Wasteland Weekend. If you see the skull with the heart, that's the ETM, baby. So this one is actually the reverse version of that version, which is kind of cool. I like stenciling skulls. They're fun. And matter of fact, these vehicles, this one and the one that I'm not going to show you yet, you'll probably see it in the background though, I'm sure. But those are actually going to get some stencil work here and there as well. But anyways, yeah, he's going to shut up because he can't stop talking.
And get to work.
Perfect. Oh yeah, and two more things. We put up a new flag. Well, Harry did. I put him on, something that was semi-dangerous anyways. I'll show you the time lapse of that. And then I forgot to mention, we are going to clean up the engine a little bit and get some of this dirt and grime off of here. We don't want to go ahead and put it on just completely dirty and dingy. We want to have a little bit of class. Harry, can we get a little bit of class and do a little cleaning, please?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Just to clean it up before we put it in. So we're going to do a little bit of that, and then we're going to shut up and get to
Work.
Well, it feels as if we're good to go on our stenciling, which I'm pretty stoked about. I love messing with the clothes with this. I have it on the back of my pants, and I freaking wear these things everywhere, especially in the shop. And those are for Rhonda, and that's actually her jacket. And so with a few washes through the laundry and whatnot, it kind of evens out in the wash. So yeah, Harry's all done cleaning up as much as we can on that. We don't want it perfect, but we want it just good enough. And so now we can go ahead and move on with putting it inside the chassis and then cutting some cardboard and seeing what happens. I've never done this before. It's something that I've learned from other YouTubers. So we're going to try and make cardboard templates, see how that works out, and try and trace it onto this thing if we can. And if we can use it, then great. And if we can't, then we'll just have to wait till we get the same metal we're using for the wheel adapters and cut it out of that. So let's move on and get to rocking. Oh yeah, and I might have accidentally sprayed the 59 Nash. You have to admit that looks freaking sick. She's gonna get some of that anyways. But yeah, anyways, no more talking. Let's get to it. Blah, 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 blah. right, after a few attempts and whatnot, I think we have it in place. The mounting holes line up to the axle on each side evenly, 24 and a quarter, 24 and a quarter, boom, boom, boom. And then for the most part, everything's level. Motor's definitely level from horizontally. Yeah, horizontally level. That we know that the chassis is level. So now we're going to cut out the templates in cardboard, and we are going to try and cover as much space as possible. So we're going to hit these two holes, make sure that that's one of the mounting holes, and then we'll probably drill another hole here. Maybe here, maybe down below, actually. Probably down below, now that I'm thinking about it, because we have a little brace in the way right there. So we'll go down this way and drill some holes here and on the other side, and then we have 2 mounting points on the bottom, 2 mounting points on the engine, and the same for the back. And from there, we should be good to go, and it would be mounted up. So the challenge now is just to get the cardboard templates cut out. It's going to be the hardest part because I've never done it, and I need to kind of, just get used to doing that for future reference outside of just wheel adapter stuff and see what we come up with. So both me and Harry, we're each going to have a side. I think I'll give him the easier side up here, and then I'll take the one back here, and we'll see what we come up with. Let's do this! Let's do this!
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
Was that bad?
All right, let's get to it.
What?
That actually wasn't... You would think with a new haircut that it would be easier to deal with. Actually, it is. I'm just kidding. So that ended up being easier than I thought, but not... I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not easy. But it was easier than I thought it was going to end up being. And it took a little time, a little finagling. Right now we're freaking out because that motor literally cannot move. We want it to stay in place and make sure that it does not move because it's where it needs to be. And I'm sure if it does move, it's okay because now we have the mounts drawn up for it. But Harry did the front mounts. I did the rear. So we got the outside mount right here, which is going to work out perfectly. And then I started to realize that my mount making skills but anyways, I didn't think anything of it at first. And I'm like, oh, no, that's fine. It's just how this stuff works out. And then I made the rear one. And I have a little bit of concern for myself right now. Yeah. Sorry about that. But it's going to work, which is the best part. And, I mean, even though it's, I got to put that down. And then, so it's going to work. But then Harry made up his. Don't laugh at me. Yours looks like one too. Actually, no, not so much.
Looks like a shifter.
Just kidding. So, anyways, that's the front mount that Harry made. But what's cool about his is that the front of the engine is pretty much the same. So it should. Oh God. It should transfer over to both sides, no problem. So with the one that I made, it had 2 different scenarios with it. I'll show you. Okay, so let me show you how these are functioning. Mount number 1 goes right there. You can see where it tucks up nice right up against the engine components there. And then has the 2 mounting holes at the bottom, which we do need to drill in one more. But then it mounts up to here, into here, through hole there and there. So that one's quite nice. And then the rear one, or the inside, I can't really show you because it does obviously have the same mounting holes, but I had to cut it differently and it doesn't quite fit right now because we have this piece of metal right here in the way, and that we can't move currently because we want to keep the engine in place. And then so that wiener goes, that mount goes on that one, and then Harry's goes right to the front, lines up quite nice. And with the front of the engine, if you look, the front of the engine's pretty much the same on both sides. So if we need to do any adjustments on that side, it'll be very minimal. That's it. Those are our mounts. So we're not going to do the actual cutting them out yet because we literally don't have any metal to do it with. At least metal thick enough to where I feel good about it. I don't want to do it out of thin metal. So for today, we're going to call it good. We're going to set up a little jack on, there we go, underneath the motor, the shifter, to where it'll just stay in place. And if for some reason it does tip, it won't tip all the way over and fall on the ground and destroy all of our passion and love and hard work. So for now, we're going to do that. And then I think we're going to go home and call it a day just because it's Sunday. Got to go back to work tomorrow. So it's a good day for chilling out. So yeah, Harry's going to clean up. We're going to put that jack on there and then we're going to call it good. And actually, I had to come back over here because that looks so freaking cool right there. I love it. And we actually have shark teeth that we're going to put on this and do. You'll see. It's oh. And then the project back. No. I'm sure you guys have seen it already. All right, I'm going to shut up. Here we go. All right, so we got her in safety mode. We got our mounts. Where is our mounts? Oh, there's the wieners. So we got the wieners, the mounts situated. So we're going to call it good and go home for the night. And then hopefully find some metal, because I'm trying not to buy metal. I'm trying to recycle it and, upcycle. So I'm waiting to see if I can maybe come across some first before I end up going to welder shop and buying any. So I'm going to see about finding some of that first. And then after we find some, then we can come back, cut out those mounts, freaking mount that biscuit, and just see how it all functions. Because we actually need to get some more longer bolts and all that too for the bottom chassis. So anyways, we're going to end it for the night. So I hope you guys have a great day today, because today is actually Monday. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you during the week. Happy midweek. Yeah, I was actually here with Harry and Rhonda. Rhonda's rocking back on her Nissan, and I just realized that we just went through this whole process and we didn't even film a single bit of it because we've just been so anxious to find metal. And we did have something, but I didn't want to use it because it's aluminum and it's diamond plate. But I was getting so anxious with trying to find like free metal and everything that I figured we might as well just use that for now, because it'll function as far as at least getting everything mounted. And even if it's just temporary, we will make new ones. I'm just afraid with aluminum being as soft as it is that the mounting holes and the vibration, it's going to create like it's going to bore it out. So, but we're just going to go ahead and do it and see what happens. We've already done all the fun stuff without you guys. We already traced out all the wieners and started drilling out the holes. And then, yeah, look, it's like wieners. Yeah, it's a big metal plate of wieners. And so, yeah, we're going to drill the holes into the wieners and then cut the wieners and then we'll mount the wieners. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I forgot to bring you guys along with us. So welcome back. Yay. All right. Let's cut some wieners. So now that we're pretty much done, well, at least drilling the holes out, now we're going to go home for the night. So glad I could bring you guys along for about, I don't know, 2 minutes in this journey. It's just been one of those weeks. But I'll be back tomorrow morning early to hopefully cut out the rest of those mounts. And then from there we can see, you know, the lengths of bolts we need and all that good stuff. And then we'll go from there. So it was a good night though. But we'll see you mañana. All right. Back to it. Bright and early. I'm actually here before work today because I'm really fired up on getting just the mounts at least cut out and temporarily put on. So I figured, hey, might as well come in before work and just knock it out really quick. So, but yeah, I was actually just reading a comment that I received from one of our subscribers, Patrick Molnar, who just gave us a freaking awesome comment on the last video. Thanks, Patrick, so much. Seriously brightened up my entire family's year. So awesome to hear that from you. We appreciate just hearing that, you know, just watching what we do helped get you fired up to work on your 250R. So yeah, thank you. Seriously, we appreciate it from right here, bud. That's awesome. So anyways, I am going to attempt at cutting this out in 2 different ways. We're going to try and use a jigsaw with a middle blade, and then we have our grinder with the cutoff wheel. So we'll see which one works out best. Wish me luck that I don't cut a finger off because I need it to type because I'm a desk jockey. All right. Hence why I have a shop and do all this in my off time. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I got some done. I mean, the jigsaw method works pretty good. I mean, it's pretty thick metal, but at the same time, it's what I got to work with. I do want to get a bandsaw eventually, but for now, this is just going to have to work. So, and it's how we roll. It's how we learn. So I got 2 mounts cut out. I do need to obviously do some fine tuning, which is totally fine. But the blade started kind of getting dull, and with these ones, it's a lot more floppy now that more's cut out of it, so it's not as solid. So I am going to put on a new blade, probably come back either this afternoon or we'll finish up on Friday or Saturday. And then that way we can fine tune them, get them all dialed in, and then freaking drill out the 2 remaining holes we need here and put that freaking beast on. Yes. Then we can start wiring and doing a bunch of the fun stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to call it good, sweep up, and get to work. Like, literal work. I mean, I'm literally going to my day job, so. So I will see you guys back here in a day or so, or this afternoon, or I don't know. All right, I'm going to clean. All right. Next morning, yeah. Usually when my stuff starts off like this, it's not a good thing. But it's not a bad thing either. I actually didn't film anything that I did this morning because I just wanted to get right to it. I'm limited in time before I go to work. So I literally just did some fine tuning on some of the brackets. And then, yeah, let me show you. Hang on. So we started fine-tuning the back brackets. They're starting to fit good. I mean, really good, actually. Only problem is I probably should have waited to drill out the bottom holes, as well as added a little bit more metal to the bottom, but it's gonna be fine. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, these are probably temporary anyways, so we can always fine-tune later. I literally had just enough time to get those two in place. Well, not in place, but tuned up. Problem is it like this one, we need to do some more fine-tuning on, some more grinding to get that to fit. This one fits really good. This one's actually pretty dang solid. The only problem is now this bottom front bolt hole doesn't look like it's going to line up, but it was also, the engine was moved around a bit as we had it sitting down here. So I'm thinking something got out of whack within that aspect. So once we actually get them to fit well around the engine casing, the crankcase and all that, then from there, we can just slowly put it down into its mounting position and line them up and make them work. We'll freaking figure it out. That's what we do. So I'm stoked. Don't get me wrong. Totally pumped on what we've gotten done so far. I'm just kind of getting anxious too at the same time. And I want to move on to starting to wire and figure out the chain. We might still do reverse drive. I'm actually trying to get a sponsorship for that, for a reverse gearbox, because they're expensive. They're not super expensive, but I mean, I'm trying to do this on a budget. So if I can do a reverse gearbox and I got to finagle some stuff there, I mean, there's plenty of room for it, but I got to make sure I leave room for adjustment. But for now, I'm just going to have to make sure that I don't put myself in a position to where I have to reverse out of anything. And even if I do, then hell, I'll just get out and push it. What's the big deal? So anyways, I really like the progress so far. I'm stoked. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you just kind of see things and you're like, oh crap, is that really gonna work? And I'm not gonna know until we actually get that motor back in. But I'm super pumped because I was gonna go out and buy bolts and nuts for it. And I realized I have the crap load of old BMX axles. So I'm literally going to use BMX axles to mount up the engine onto the chassis, and then just kind of make sure there's enough lock washers. I'll probably put some cotter pins in, drill some holes, just so that way if one of them does back out, it doesn't back out all the way and literally have the engine fall out of the chassis. So yeah, so I am going to kill it for this morning. We will come back probably this afternoon or tomorrow and finalize the rest of this, grinding down, kind of fine tuning. I mean, it's not a whole lot that's really happening. I mean, as I'm putting this in and setting it on there, I'm just kind of like taking a permanent marker and scribing where I need to just grind down a little more to make it fit a little bit better. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys informed as progress happens. Now it's time to go to work. Again, my day job. I got to get to work, so I'm going to shut her down and head on over. All right. See you guys later. All right. Saturday morning. Back to it. It was bright right there. Oh my gosh. The gods of Valhalla are gleaming upon us. Oh! All right, now that I'm blind. So me and Harry are back Saturday morning. Yeah, between all the days we've been here, feels like we've been doing this for like a month, but it's actually only been within the 1 week. So we're going to get grinding on fitting those brackets in. Good news, we got in welding wire. Someone's a little excited about that. We ended up getting 3 spools. Fun fact, we got this off Amazon. These were $10 each. And Lincoln Electric, so they're legit, 0.035. And then I went and looked at Lowe's the other morning. And at Lowe's, they're like $20 each. So, yeah, so I got a 3-pack of the $10 ones. And I don't know if it's the weight of the spool or whatever, but I'm going to start mine from Amazon. So when we put our last roll on, we'll just go ahead and place another order because that was $30 for that. So rather than spending 60. So anyways, we are going to continue shaping on those brackets, and I'll just keep you guys posted via time lapse as things progress. And then the goal today is to get those brackets, these brackets mounted on this engine nicely, and then at least having one bolt for the front and back set in place. That's the goal. But of course, we're going to go beyond that. So, because that's just how we roll.
We might hook up all the electronics and all that.
Yeah, we'll see. So, there's some fine tuning to do. So, you're letting me talk again.
You're the one talking.
You're the one who's talking.
Okay, stop talking.
You're talking! All right, let's get to work. Let's get to work. A little more here. All right, hopefully this is the last one. Here we go. All right, enough with the immaturity. All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, cross your fingers and toes. Oh, yeah. I think that's it. Oh no. One tad more. Alright. That it? Boom! Nice. Get them both on? Almost. A little bit more on this one, and then we are good to go. Sweet. It's a big moment right there. Stoked. All right, so that is a big accomplishment up to this point. So now I'm really just going to go for it. I just filmed a little bit of that so you can get an idea of what method we're using. I mean, it's probably not right. It's probably not wrong, but hey, it works. So now I just need to tighten up the other one, and then we're going to move on to the front brackets. And with the front brackets, I'm just going to go for it. No need to film it. You guys get it. And yeah, we'll make it happen, Captain. Am I yelling again?
No.
I'm not?
No.
Sure feels like I am. I couldn't even tell you why. Everything's so quiet. It's so quiet in here. Okay, let's do this. All right, before I jump right back into this, I just wanted to share kind of how I'm doing the other side's shaping. I actually, because they're supposed to be the same, I just bolted them together, and I'm doing all the shaping with them bolted together first, and then I'm going to go over, start kind of putting it up against the engine, seeing what we need to shave down more on both sides, and then going from there. I'm not going to time lapse all that. The next step after this is going to be actually mounting them onto the engine, so that way we can put it in the chassis, put those bolts lower, and hopefully call this a done freaking deal, which would be super awesome. But if we do end up building them out of steel again, because it feels like these are too flimsy, then at least we'll have everything shaped out. So yeah, let's freaking get to it. The time has come. We have officially cleaned up and sized up our mounts, and it only took a whole week to do. But they fit and they function, and now we're gonna put them on the motor and bolt them on, and then after that we will put a little jack underneath the little frame mounting section, or the engine mounting area, if you will. However you want to, just say whatever. Where you put the freaking engine, we're going to put something there. And then we're going to slip this thing in place and see if the holes line up at the frame mount. Hopefully they do. If they don't, we'll ream them out. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But first, we need to mount the brackets to the engine and then go from there. Come along. Come along with us, huh, Harry?
Yeah.
Come along. Why are you holding the metal wiener?
Looks like a stick shift.
He wants to go with the stick shift. It's all right, kids. Kids these days. All right, let's do this. Well, they're on. And actually, when we first started making the templates for this, Harry actually asked me if the diamond plate was going to show on the outside to where you can see it. And I was like, yeah, no, it totally is. And guess what?
Nope, only one of them.
So I was totally wrong. So one side's diamond plate, one side's flat, whatever, who cares? Wasteland, we love it. Yeah, the mounting holes on the bottom actually look a little bit off. And our bolts on this side are just a shy bit short, but who cares? We're gonna see if we can get it on there and at least get one bolt hole lined up and then see what happens. This chassis isn't exactly straight in some areas, so I'm thinking that maybe something was off on that end. But if we need to drill new holes for the mounts, we have room to do so, and we'll figure it all out. But for now, we're gonna set up a little jack type situation and at least try and get something going in here. Let's see what happens.
Woo!
All right, surprisingly, a lot of stuff is lining up pretty good other than our new holes. Those are gonna have to be re-drilled, which is fine. Looks like more on that one than on that one. And then on this rear one, it's not lining up with the original holes, so we're gonna just bore that one out a little bit and then we should be good. So yeah, we're gonna get to that and then we'll finally pull this jack out and then freaking go for it. Sweet. Well, she's in. I mean, she's got 2 bolts in the bottom. She's being held by the weight of the engine with these mounts, and it seems to be okay for now. So that's huge. We're freaking stoked. It actually came along pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of fine tuning and finagling, but for the next time we do something like this, we'll know what to look out for, what not to do, what to do. I mean, you can see the mounts are kind of off at the bottom, but it's all good. We do need to, like I say, drill new holes on the backs through the chassis and through the mounts, but that'll be okay. And then we are going to need to put some spacers down there, which is fine. We'll just do all that fine tuning later because this was huge just getting it to this point. And that side over there is going to need a little spacer too. So getting it here was absolutely huge. And we're stoked with how it's coming out so far. And with that, we're gonna see just how we feel about the aluminum. We may still go to steel, not sure yet. I mean, it all depends on timing, availability, all that good stuff. But if we do steel, I said doo-doo. If we do end up using, I'm such a child. If we do end up using steel, then we can adjust all the things that we messed up with on the aluminum in the first place. And it'll make it a lot easier. But I am just stoked that it is finally mounted in its spot. We will fine tune the rest of it outside of the camera, because there's no need to bring you guys along for every single little aspect of that, but I will kind of film and show you like what we ended up coming up with. So, with that, we want to thank you guys for sticking with us through all our shenanigans, learning lessons, all the stuff that we ourselves are continuing to push and challenge ourselves to do. We hope that you do the same at home. That's the main reason why we make these videos, because not only is it awesome for us to be able to be pushed by doing these videos to do stuff that will make us just kind of become better at customizing parts and putting things together. But, you know, with like what Patrick commented on the last video about how it inspired him to work on his 250R, all that stuff means so much to us. And the Facebook comments that I've been getting from friends, David Blakely, you're awesome, buddy. So stoked to get your comments on Facebook. And, you know, all that stuff just gets us super fired up. So, thank you all so much for all your support. We're going to kill it. We're going to go home. It's Saturday. We have the rest of the weekend. And we're probably going to jump on more projects. Honestly, this is just the end of this for right now. But we have more stuff to work on this weekend and, you know, over the next few days. And I have a feeling it has something to do with the little red Nissan you see in the background. Yeah. So anyways, thank you all so much. We appreciate all the support, likes, comments, all of the new subscribers. Thank you so much. And yeah, we hope to continue to grow. You guys are helping us do that, and it means so much to us. So please tell your friends and family. And we are going to get out of here. We love you guys. We'll see ya in the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah! Teenagers! Oh. Alright, being that we're done for the day, come on. You know we gotta go see our boys over at Honda, Harley, BMW, Santa Maria. Yup, let's see what they got going on today. Let's go! We had to, of course, come look at all the Royal Enfield stock and see what they had Himalayan-wise, because Rhonda's itching for the black and yellow model. Trust me, when they get it in, she will be buying it. That's for sure. Such cool little bikes. Yep, this is about the point where I have to leave. Because that's the one right there. We're over here drooling on this Heritage Softail Classic 2016, 20 years newer than our 1996. And I'm kind of digging on the bags.
And I like the bags.
Yeah, the bags look pretty sick. I like it. Okay, so we gotta leave because there is absolutely no way that I can stay there any longer without buying that Lowrider ST. So, yep. Time to go.